The Seven-Year War started in 1756 and ended in 1763, so they say. The war was mainly between Britain and France, but it was also between their allies. The reason for the war was because they wanted control over the other, also to eliminate the competition. The war also spread across the world and was fought in Europe, India, America, and at the sea. During the beginning of the war in North America, the French had many small victories over the English, but nearing the midpoint of the war, Britain overpowered the French. In the end, Britain claimed victory, but gave the French people of Canada some freedoms. Just before the Seven-Year War started, the Acadians were given to the English by the French in 1713. The British, after acquiring the Acadians, tried a couple of times to make them swear allegiance to the British crown, but they refused. So in 1755, Governor Lawrence got approval to start deporting the Acadians among the American colonies. Shortly after the Seven-Year War started in 1756, the British attacked the fortress of Louisbourg in 1758. This attack completely obliterated the fortress. It was then abandoned by both the French and the British. Then in 1759, the British went and attacked the French, and on the Plains of Abraham, the French fought to protect Quebec. They failed, and this led to the French surrendering Quebec to the British. The French could not reclaim Quebec, and this effectively lost the control of New France. After Britain's victory in the Seven-Year War, King George III issued a royal proclamation, which was to officially claim North America territories for Britain, also to establish a basis of government administration in North America. Then 11 years later, on May 1st, 1775, the Quebec Act became effective. This act enlarged the boundaries of the province Quebec. It also allowed religious freedoms and restored French civil law and provided for continued use of the seigneurial system. Later that year, rebel forces started acting against the British rule because of disputes over taxes and other matters of colonial administration, and the Quebec Act only angered them farther. They invaded Canada, occupying Montreal and attacking the town of Quebec. Although the rebel forces were defeated in Canada, they won the War of Independence from Britain within the 13 colonies. This is known as the American Revolution. Then came the Loyalists, people who supported the British cause during the American Revolution. These people in tens of thousands migrated to British North America for safety against the rebel forces. Later down the road came the Constitutional Act of 1791. This act was an act of the British Parliament creating Upper and Lower Canada. It also had an objective to guarantee the same rights and privileges as the loyal subjects elsewhere in North America. This act also was the first step towards the creation of the Canadian Confederation. A few years later, the War of 1812 started. This was a military conflict between the United States and Great Britain. Since Canada was a colony of Great Britain, they were forced into the war. The war took place in Upper and Lower Canada, on the Great Lakes and Atlantic Ocean, and also in the United States. This war then ended in 1814 with the Peace Treaty of Ghent. During the 17th and 18th century, the Irish had been slowly trickling into Canada. This was due to the military and political link between France and Southern Ireland. They had little impact on Canada, but as soon as the 19th century came around, Ireland had a deteriorating economy, which made a growing flow of immigrants to Canada. These people usually tended to settle in the Maritimes.